Now, this is 4K. And I can guarantee you at this bit rate, this thing is not gonna like the battery too much. And it only records at 30 frames per second at 4K.
That might be on YouTube.
It's just sample footage.
Look at the video of me jacking up the pants.
Okay. Well, one thing that I can see is going to be a problem already. I do like that floating optic. That is impressive. Very impressive. I do not like the fact that it does not fit on my mount anymore. It has to sit sideways. That is weird. Going over a speed bump and watching the lens do one of these numbers. I know this isn't going to last long, but I figured screw it. 4K with a card that'll actually handle that. I'm going to ride it out. Run it till the battery's dead and see if the one off my CX220 will work on it. It's the same format battery. It should work. Should. That's the operative word here. But yeah, that's the surprise. And I'll show all this footage and the footage from the CX220. And mind you, I'm not at all, in any way, shape, form, or fashion, a Sony fan. I am a huge Canon fan. But Canon just ain't been cutting it lately. They keep coming out with all these cameras that have 10-minute record times and then they cut off. Sometimes you can record for 10 minutes, they cut off, and then you have to let them cool down before you can record with them again, especially the newer ones that do the enhanced 1080p or 2K. And that gets all kinds of fun. So anyway, I mean, this one isn't going to record all the time at 4K. I'll kill this battery in like days recording everything in 4K. I know this already. But I am recording in 4K right now. I think. It looks like it. The screen's so small I can't really tell. But it is also a touch screen. That was impressive. Let's see if this helps any. Negative. Oh well. I tried. But it does have the night shot on it. So when the battery's all charged up and everything, I should be able to get some pretty good video even at night. Now, a lot of people don't like the old green night shot look, and it's not going to be a 4K night shot. That's a whole different level of video, but I think it'll do pretty good. I've watched several reviews on this, and I actually tossed and turned at the idea of getting either this camera that does everything. Of course, it's huge, but this one will record at 4K all the time. Now, of course, if you don't have a 4K monitor, or I don't record, or I don't edit it in a software that'll handle 4K resolution, then it's all for nothing. Basically, all you're going to see is probably a sharper 1080p, which on its own would be nice. But I also tossed around the idea of buying a Sony RX100 M3 or M4. The only reason I'd have bought the M4 over the M3 is because the M4 is new and it actually does 4K. The problem is it only does 4K for 5 minutes and you're done, because the camera heats up and it'll shut off after 5 minutes of 4K video. This one, however, that's all. You can set it for 4K, hit record, and let her go. It'll record all day at that level. So I'm gonna have to make sure I got all my pimples cleaned up and don't have any really bad scars showing or whatever, because all that stuff's gonna show now, big time. Anyway, what I was getting at, I was seriously looking at the RX100 M3. It has an enhanced 1080p that looks just remarkable. I mean, for it to be a point and shoot camera, it's not 4K, it's just 1080p. But it does have that advanced or enhanced to 1080p. It's a little higher resolution than 1080p. It's not 1080 by 1920 by 1080 or anything like that. It's actually a little further advanced. It's like 24 or 21, something like that, by 1080. And it's a lot clearer picture. The problem is that one was almost as much as this, which does 4K all the time. The only problem with this is it is huge. You can't exactly put that big monster wad of electronics in your pocket. Now I can still slip my CX220 in pockets, and that'll go in a coat pocket rather well, I'm sure. Not really sure I want to be sticking a $1,000 camera in a coat pocket though. That could be a very limiting, very bad decision. But anyway, now the fun begins. I've got all kinds of neat little ideas of things I'd like to do with this. Let's see how it all turns out. Gonna do a little open window action where you get the full effect of the traffic, unfortunately, because since I went by there, it's later in the day and I'm caught in the last bottleneck of traffic before it all opens up and I can go clear up the hill undisturbed. I'll try and get around this guy. Yep. Clear over in the fast lane, just like that. Yeehaw. I still don't get that with the memory card though. 128 gig, 90 megabits per second for $79, and they were the exact same type of memory, but yet 64 gigabyte that was 80 megabits per second was $100. And that was just the ultra. This one's the extreme. And I watched him when he rung it up to make sure, because I figured, well, maybe somebody moved it to a different shelf and that's not the actual price. Well, it actually rung up exactly what it was supposed to. Oh boy. Got a light show down here, so you can hear it already, I'm sure. Probably another of many reasons that traffic's as backed up as it is. Everybody wants to see the ambulance. But yeah, I thought this was a lot better way to go, because I don't really ever hide the fact that I'm recording anyway, and I don't take the camera in most places that I can't record anyway. I do, however, like the one that you can slip in the pocket and do the stealth recording and nobody gives you fits over it. But for what this one does, it's probably the most professional camera besides my DSLR that I've ever owned. Now let's see what I can do with it, because that's what's important. I can have 50 cameras that are studio quality. If I don't know what I'm doing with them, everything that comes out of them is going to look like crap. Which means I'm also going to have to do a little better with my editing too, especially now. Because a lot of my jump cuts are going to look like crap on a 4K video. Nothing else, you get a good view of the sunset as it's going down. Hopefully it's an enjoyable one, and now I get to find out how much this software is going to cost to be able to edit and post 4K video. I don't care if I can't see it yet. I have priced 4K monitors that are the same size as the one I have. They are not cheap. I think the cheapest one I saw was like $448. It was a Dell Ultra HD 4K 28 inch, which is about an inch bigger than what I have now. Yeah. But if I don't have that, I'll never be able to enjoy the 4K myself. So I'll be doing it for everybody else. Anyway, I think this battery's about to quit on us. So go ahead and shut this bad boy down for right now. We'll do some more playing with it later on and see what kind of fancies I can get it to do. Thanks for watching. You guys have a great day. Test to see if that 30 amp battery will last on this thing too or not. Because this, well, it's showing full charge, so maybe. I'm definitely going to have to tighten the heck out of this mount though, because it's seriously weighed down right now with this big monster camera on it. Somehow I didn't think it was quite as heavy as it is. Like I said, I just watched a bunch of reviews on it. I didn't actually go in and pick it up and play with it. just setting that thing up on the dash on the corner over here and letting it do its thing. Wow. I still can't believe it's that much heavier. Holy cow. But it is. Cool thing is though that I can swap out the batteries, and this one will use any one of the batteries that I put on it. My CX220 will not. It will only use this battery, which is the one it came with, the 30, and it'll use the 50 and the 70. This one will use the 30, 50, 70, and the 100. Just so happen to have that big monster 100 sitting on my desk at the house waiting for this camera. So the fact that I've got this camera, that battery, and a 128 gig card, as soon as I get home we can have some fun with this bad boy. I'm gonna go ahead and shut this down for right now because it's kind of distracting holding this and driving. Like I said, I got that the NV100 battery at the house, so when I get home I'm gonna throw it on here and go outside and do a little recording for fun to see what I can make it perform in the darker hours, and even do the night shot thing to give it a full run. But I'll talk to you when I get there. I'm giving this night shot a little test in here. See what all it can see. And it's not too bad. Doesn't blink my eyes out like some of the ones I've seen, some of the older ones, but like I said, it also does not record in 4K on night shot, and I automatically assumed that. But still, for what it is, this is about as professional a camera as I've ever owned. Plus the you don't have to open up the screen on this one. You can pull a little eyelet out, the little eyepiece, and record directly with that, so you don't have the bright screen shining back at you or anything like that, and you're still able to record with it. Let me pull this out. Oh, and it does work out in the yard. How about that? How about that? Let's see how well it'll zoom through my dirty window. Well, the zoom goes out, but it doesn't focus very well through dirt. Still, not too bad though. And it's about 6:30, 7 o'clock at night. But I'm impressed enough. Now let's go see what all this footage comes out like.